Сьогодні у нас в гостях молода американська дизайнерка Меддісон Тідвелл, яка люб'язно погодилася відповісти на декілька питань. Вітаємо, Медді! Розкажіть, будь ласка, як і чому ви обрали професію дизайнера?
Hi, my name is Maddie and I'm an interior designer. I have been working in the interior design industry for about 9 years now, but I graduated back in May of 2020 with my design degree from Northern Arizona State University. So growing up, I was always super interested in interior design. I used to draw like lines as a child. I wouldn't even draw pictures, I would just draw lines. And my mom was like, oh, okay, she's gonna be doing something in the design world. But
Вибір професії – важливий момент у житті кожної людини. Як гарно, коли є підтримка в оточенні людини. Рідні, близькі, школа. Як допомагала вам школа йти до своєї мрії? Чи були у вас окремі уроки мистецтва? І які саме?
when I was in school, I did take a lot of art classes. I remember we could take anything from drawing classes, dance, to sculpting, painting, photography. I used to watch HGTV growing up, like obsessively, and I really just got inspiration from people that were in the industry and that were really successful, and I didn't really know where I wanted to end up, but I knew I wanted to be successful. And I knew there were so many different avenues that you could take in the design world, which I thought was really cool. So,
Розкажіть, будь ласка, які з цих уроків, в Америці їх називають класами, були для вас найцікавішими? Які завдання викликали інтерес, запам'яталися як оригінальні, творчі? Чи були в програмі класів завдання, пов'язані з дизайном?
history was one of my favorites because I loved learning about all of these cool, talented artists. So one of my favorite classes to take in the design program was color theory. I thought it was super cool how we got to mix paints and really see like what colors pair well together. And I think that prepared me more than I thought it would for the design industry.
Чи важко було вступити до університету? Декілька слів, будь ласка, про процес навчання.
The college that I attended wasn't really hard to get into, which was awesome. But I remember the design program being pretty difficult at times. I think the most difficult class was what they called the workshop class, and you would take like hour-long classes, but your workshop class was about 3 hours long. And when you got into that class, you were assigned a group of people that you would do a project with for months at a time. And you would work with these people like I think it was like 4 times a week that we'd have to take this class. And so we really got to know these people, and I just remember getting super close with them because you really had to kind of let your guard down and just understand that everyone was in the same boat, like creatively. We all had to rely on each other, and so that was pretty cool.
Взагалі, чи важко було вчитися? Що було найскладнішим в процесі навчання професії дизайнера?
I think one of the hardest things that I learned going through school was how to put my creative ideas into words and actually explain to people what was in my head, because you know, as a creative in the industry, it's so hard to put your ideas on paper sometimes and to get other people to really understand where you're coming from and where you want to go with what you're thinking. So I feel like I got really good at that in school, and it prepared me for the outside world.
Розкажіть трохи про те, як відбувається процес працевлаштування випускників університету, зокрема дизайнерів у Сполучених Штатах Америки.
One of the exams that you can take after studying is called the NCIDQ. You would take this after college. You need work experience to take it. But once you have that work experience, you can sign up and pay a fee to study in this program. And with this title, if you pass, you can call yourself an NCIDQ certified interior designer. And that is critical to design in all states across the United States. In Arizona, it's really cool because we don't need to take this test to call ourselves interior designers. And, you know, I think the more work experience you have, the more well-rounded of a designer you're going to be. And I don't necessarily think you have to be NCIDQ certified to know what you're talking about. So that's the reason why I really like designing in Arizona.
Розкажіть, будь ласка, про можливості студентів поєднувати процес навчання в університеті з практичним досвідом роботи за фахом. Для цього в Америці, звичайно, вживають поняття стажування.
I really like designing in Arizona. One of the things I'm really glad that I did when I started college was go straight into an internship. So in 2015, I took an internship at a design firm nearby, and while I was in school, I just kind of kept looking for internships, looking for jobs, and everything kind of snowballed from there. And so all throughout school, I was working in the design industry, and I feel like that did give me a lot of confidence going through school, knowing that, hey, I was doing this out in the real world, so I can totally do this in school. And I did learn a lot of things along the way. Some advice that I was given early on was if you are taking internships, make sure that you're getting paid. I know it might be controversial, but I think that you do have skills, you're in college, and it's really important for you to get paid for the work that you do, even if you're still learning. After getting out of
Декілька слів, будь ласка, безпосередньо про початок вашої професійної кар'єри.
learning. After getting out of school, I knew that I wanted to pursue the residential design world, specifically the really high-end residential design. And I feel like I was really glad that I took those internships so that I knew what I wanted to do when I got out. And I was able to find a job pretty quickly. And I've been at about 3 or 4 places since getting out of school. And so right now I'm currently at Oz Architects, and I get to work beside architects and designers, which is really cool because architects have a completely different understanding of design, and we can really bounce ideas off of each other.
Меді, які дизайн-проекти інтер'єрів для вас є найбільш цікавими? Які з проєктів на даний час вже реалізовані? Над чим плануєте працювати надалі?
And we can really bounce ideas off of each other. I've had several projects that I've gotten to see from start to completion, which is really fun. I do think that's important when you're starting at a new company. It's important to be able to say that you have been able to see your work from start to finish, or see a project from start to finish. One of my projects was actually featured in a magazine, a local magazine, which is pretty cool. But some of my favorite projects to do are remodels, because you really get to embrace the old architecture of a building and turn it into something new.
Наостанок, будь ласка, що б ви хотіли побажати українським студентам?
As you are going through school, I would say the most important things are to stay true to yourself and don't put too much pressure on yourself and follow your heart. I think that you do have good days and you do have bad days in college. They're going to come no matter what, but you do learn a little bit more about yourself through every experience that you go through. And all of those experiences are going to make you that much more confident in yourself to go out there and pursue your dreams. And as you are finding jobs in the creative industry, don't be afraid to put yourself out there and do something that you don't think you would normally do. I think that there's so many situations where you can meet people, and the more people you meet, the more opportunities that you're going to create for yourself. So good luck and have a great year. Bye.
Дякуємо за цікаву розмову. Бажаємо творчого успіху і натхнення.